However, having a salad with your Thanksgiving dinner is still a holiday staple in many households. But
skyrocketed nearly 40% in July compared to a year ago. And that's, of course, what grocery stores pay
of deportations. So they're having a hard time getting some of these crops.
The Centers for Disease Control and Prevention says that at least 32 people in 11 different states have been sickened by a dangerous type of E. coli.
The battlefield isn't always in the desert or the city. It's on your dinner plate. 5 of the biggest vegetable brands use tactics that look less like food safety and more like battlefield deception. Shipments contaminated, retested until they pass, and hidden recalls you were never told about. This is a supply chain waging covert war right under your nose. Today, we'll map out the enemy's playbook, brand by brand,
to stock their produce aisle. So will the stores absorb the hit?
Fresh produce isn't the first thing that comes to mind when we think of Thanksgiving.
But don't worry, if you're looking for a green for your Thanksgiving dinner, there are other options.
Just about any other.
So you can see where the weak points lie. You're not just eating vegetables, you're walking into an ambush you didn't know was there. Before we move on, I'd like to ask you a small favor. If you appreciate this content, please take a second to like this video and subscribe to the channel. Over 98% of you watch the videos without subscribing. Costs you nothing, but it makes a huge difference to us. So, did you click the subscribe button? Great, thank you so much. Now back to the video. Your grocery store looks calm. Bright lights, clean aisles, uniformed workers stocking shelves. But behind the packaging sits a battlefield where concealment and false flags dominate the fight. To the untrained eye, it's orderly.
Big move. 3 things happening here: weather and drought. So you've got supply issues, worker shortages, and you've got farmers saying that there are fear on some of these farms. Prices rise for domestic as well. So this is producer level. Will it be passed on to the consumer? Sure. Unclear yet, but we'll know pretty quickly.
That have romaine in it, and then romaine hearts.
Here at Olmsted's Market, you'll see signs like this regarding the romaine lettuce.
To pull all of our romaine for safety's sake. So the government's issued a recall, so we did it immediately.
To anyone who studies deception, it's war by other means. Food brands act less like farmers and more like adversaries guarding territory. They shape perception, deploy camouflage, and flood channels with disinformation. The goal is the same as any covert force: hold ground without revealing weakness. Every slogan, every polished label becomes another layer of smoke around fragile supply lines. You are handed a smiling picture of freshness, while the hidden machinery behind it is strained, breaking, and patched together with shortcuts. In military terms, we call this dual reporting. An army under stress writes 2 versions of the record, one for the command above, one in the field log. Dole has mirrored that play.
And then tariffs on imported vegetables and food. That's something that can make
that is linked to romaine lettuce. The bacteria can't be washed away. Researchers found it embedded in the romaine lettuce leaves.
It's not just the romaine, it's also the salad mix. Just about any other mixed greens. There's so many different kinds of salad mixes now, so they just have to pick something that they would like.
2 sets of records holding 2 stories. One for regulators, neat and clean, and another holding the actual flaws. It is the same as an enemy passing false maps to intelligence, knowing the real battlefield lies elsewhere. Spinach or lettuce flagged by contamination should be pulled back. Instead, samples migrate from lab to lab until the data looks acceptable. Think of a battlefield commander sending casualty reports up the chain. Losses are erased, rewritten, filtered, until headquarters sees a polished total that hides the blood. By the time you meet that bag of greens, the paper trail is already scrubbed.
The Centers for Disease Control and Prevention says that at least 32 people in 11 different states have been sickened by a dangerous type of E. coli.
But don't worry, if you're looking for a green for your Thanksgiving dinner, there are other options.
Just about any other.
Big move. 3 things happening here: weather and drought. So you've got supply issues, worker shortages, and you've got farmers saying that there are fear on some of these farms.
Just about any other mixed greens. There's so many different kinds of salad mixes now, so they just have to pick something that they would like. That have romaine in it, and then romaine hearts.
Here at Olmsted's Market, you'll see signs like this regarding the romaine lettuce.
And you are left in fog of war conditions. A soldier on the line has no satellite overview, no full map of the terrain. You, as a buyer, push a cart under the same obscurity. You trust printed dates and cheerful farm icons. You accept the promise of washed 3 times. But the actual bacterial load, the history of testing, the long transport chain, those remain cloaked. The battlefield smog of branding leaves you blind. The same pattern plays out with Bird's Eye. Under crushing quotas, moldy corn and fermenting peas move down the line. In combat, when a unit is depleted, commanders still push it forward. We call it throwing broken formations into the breach, hoping sheer numbers delay collapse. Bird's Eye pressed spoiled stock into the mix because targets had to be met. The end product looked uniform, but like troops who can no longer fight, much of it was already compromised. Meanwhile, Green Giant faced Listeria inside its system. The decision? Not an immediate recall, not a full-scale warning. Instead, it became a quiet incident managed internally, the same way a unit conceals an ambush that killed its scouts. Keep the news contained. Limit panic. Hold the line through omission. By time information reached outside channels, exposure had already widened. These tactics all connect to the same motto whispered behind closed doors. Test until you pass, or when in doubt, blend it out. Unsafe product doesn't vanish. It is diluted. Rejected batches get mixed, spread thinner, masked by volume, like reporting damaged armor as still functional by cannibalizing parts from wrecks. The field appears strong, but much of it is patched metal and false confidence. This is why the danger isn't one name on a bag. The structure itself, across brands, is built for disinformation and damage control. You are not facing a lone company caught in failure. You are watching an entire supply chain trained to hide losses, erase flaws, and never flinch under inspection. Deception isn't an incident, it's the doctrine. So where does that leave you? In the role of the soldier without command intel. The only defense is reconnaissance. You must build your own picture of the ground. Learn to scan labels with suspicion, track recall histories, and question the banners of Farm Fresh that hang like enemy flags over captured ground. The next mission is shifting from passive civilian to tactical operator, because in this war, awareness is the only armor you control. The same tactics used to mislead enemies on a battlefield now shape your food supply. False fronts, concealed losses, selective reporting, these are not distant strategies, they are sitting in your freezer aisle right now. But you are not powerless. Your defense is reconnaissance. Read the fine print on packaging. Track recalls like you would monitor a hostile force. Build trust with local suppliers who act as allies, not unknown actors. This community thrives on situational awareness. Subscribe and stand alongside others training to see through fog of war branding. Together, we turn everyday life into a field of tactical vigilance.